Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Nightcap. Tonight, we've got Monday Night Raw, so you know things are about to get crazy. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was one of the best Monday Night Raws of the year, and I've got some special guests here on The Nightcap. We've got one portion of Off the Top Media. He goes by the name of Shadow. I've got Shadow, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, Shadow. Thanks for coming on The Nightcap. You are a first-time guest, so tell the people about yourself before we bring out our next guest.
Well, I co-founded Off the Top Media with my partner Scals. We've been doing this for 3.5 years, almost 4. I like to cause stir shit up on the Twitter and Instagram, but I'm here and I'm happy. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Shadow. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on The Nightcap. We've got ourselves a co-founder of Off the Top Media, so make sure if you're not following them or subscribe to them, go check them out. They make some great content. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a Monday Night Raw Nightcap without my cohort, the president of Boom Broadcasting. He makes up one half of the main event, Mike's and the Boom Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the president of Boom Broadcasting, Michael Davis. What's going on, Prez? How you feeling tonight, man?
Dude, after that Monday Night Raw, how can you feel anything but fantastic?
Oh, I love it. Fellas, we got ourselves a hell of a Raw to get into, so I'll drop the yapping, but we're going to go to some of these comments. We've got a What a Raw from good brother Kayfabe Keith. What a Raw indeed, good brother. We've got, there they are, say their name and they appear. We've got the Off the Top Media homies in the building, potentially Raw of the year. I'm glad you said that because we're going to get into that. We've got Hope Division, love the Fiend shirt, Shadow. She's showing some love, some love. We got a boo for you, for the Prez. It's always a boo for the Prez. Yeah. Boo the Prez. Boo the Prez, dude. Listen,
you're going to boo me in this shirt?
To the viewers at home, wherever you may be watching this, I'm sorry I don't have a Fiend or Bray Wyatt or Wyatt Six shirt yet. It's in the mail. It's coming. It's on its way. All right. So don't kill me now. We got a brand extension dead comment. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into a lot of discussion. Great debut tonight for the Wyatt Six. Now get American made away from them now. Well, this is a plot twist. Hey, look, it's him and he's here in the comments. Hey, look, it's me on the screen.
Dude, you got your assistant tweeting at you? Dude, how cool is that?
Do you believe this, folks, that the Prez gave Shadow the budget once again here? He doesn't give me the budget. He gave Tortellini the pyro budget last week. He gave Torin the lighting budget. And now this week, Shadow gets the assistant budget because he's got his assistant tweeting for him. What a time. We got a Nightwing. Shout out to Nightwing, dude. Underrated superhero. Fellas, let's get into Raw. Let's do it. Let's start from the top and work our way to that incredible moment and main event from tonight. We got the Viper, Randy Orton, interrupting Gunther's world title celebration. And I'll flash this comment on the air here from our good brothers, Booking Like a Mark. Brand extension dead, fellas. What do you think about the Viper, the legend killer, coming to Monday Night Raw and challenging Gunther for the world title at Bash at Berlin? I'm going to start off with Shadow since he's the new face here on the Nightcap. What are your thoughts on this, man?
A lot of people are bitching and whining about it, and it you have to call back like Randy and Gunther did when it came to King of the Ring. It wasn't a clean pin. Everybody has seen that. It was referee's discretion. So him coming now and saying, well, now I want my title shot or a rematch. There was no actual title shot included there. It was just a match. Everybody's implying there's going to be a heavyweight title match. Obviously, there probably will be, but it was not said tonight.
Well, Shadow, I'm afraid I've got some bad news because it was announced on social media. This picture tells the story. It is official. The World Heavyweight Championship will be defended by Gunther in Germany against Randy Orton. So I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I will say, fellas, if this is a way to get Randy to get some title reigns, to maybe bring him up to that level seen as that at 16, I might know where they're going with this. Prez, what do you think here about Gunther and Randy Orton taking place at Bash at Berlin?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, Gunther isn't losing this championship anytime soon. I don't know if it's going the Roman Reigns length, but I mean, why not have Randy Orton, fight against? I love the hat, by the way, Shadow. I love the hat. Let's go. Oh man,
One's up.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. But yeah, like, why not have Randy Orton under the belt of Gunther's title reign? I just wish they would have kept a part of the brand extension alive. Or, if you're going to move Randy Orton to Raw to face Gunther, why not have Orton separate from that bloodline story and just do a trade? Like just a genuine trade for somebody. Like, I would have loved to see a Raw superstar on SmackDown.
I agree. Shadow, what do you think about a trade? Now, if we were to kind of put our little GM hats on, if we were to pretend to be Pierce and Aldis, who do you put a trade in for with Randy Orton? Who does Randy gets traded to Raw, and who gets traded to SmackDown from Raw?
Now, obviously, I want to say McIntyre because it's that same caliber, but it's not gonna be because there's still some unsettled stuff there.
Right.
Can't say. Well, maybe Seth, but no, Punk. That's a story that needs to be told too. Geez, I don't even know. Like,
could I propose not even a 1-on-1 even trade, but like maybe a 1-on-3? Could we do like Randy Orton for the equivalent of the new trio American Made? Put them on SmackDown?
So we got a comment here from Off the Top. Pierce announced that a trade was made today. That's how A-Town Down Under wrestled tonight. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But I think for me personally, I think if there's going to be a trade in store with Randy coming to Raw, I think the most logical one that goes to SmackDown is either one of the two, Jey Uso or Sami Zayn. Yeah, I think that's the obvious choice, right? I feel.
I agree there, but there's something later that I'm sure we'll talk about that when I'll bring it up again. I'll call back to this moment after.
Okay, I like it. I like it. A good callback, little callback. Did you guys know that they nowadays, instead of doing this, people do this to signify that they're talking on the phone because of like the iPhone? I'm just ADHD brain strikes again here on the Nightcap.
We're just old, I guess.
Yeah, we're just old. Yeah, Prez, get it together here, bud. All right, fellas, let's get into the first match tonight. We saw the return of this man, Ludwig Kaiser. Great to have this man back. He is the human version of a Ken doll. The man has got cut muscles in places I didn't even think was possible, like Finn Balor over here. He's going to take on our favorite fella, Sheamus, in an incredible match here, fellas. What did you like and what did you not like about this opening match? We'll go to Shadow here.
I'm going to be straight up with you. I love Sheamus. I could care less about Kaiser.
I respect that.
This match really wasn't anything for me. I didn't care.
Okay.
I watched it. It just didn't do anything for me, right? Like, I know there's a whole story, but we had Pete Dunne involved, and it's just messy.
Convoluted, right? A little bit in the mud right now, right? So Shadow mentions Pete Dunne comes out with the shillelagh. His name is Pete Dunne, and he loves to fight. I'll make that joke 1,001 times. Prez, you're looking into the void here. I hate when you do that to me. So what's going on here? What are your thoughts on Kaiser and Sheamus? Sheamus gets a big win here tonight. Honestly shocked me, guys. I thought Kaiser would get a win here, and kind of make Imperium look real strong with Gunther holding the world title. But Sheamus gets a win. Does that put Sheamus in potentially a spot where he could challenge Gunther down the line, challenge somebody by the name of Braun Breaker for the IC title? Prez, what are your thoughts?
Well, I originally thought Sheamus was going to be the first person to go after Gunther. I mean, it would make perfect sense. Bash in Berlin, approximately 3 years after their big Clash at the Castle match. That was match of the year at that point. That's the direction I thought they were going with it. I Shadow, I hope you have some thick skin, man. But I disagree on that Ludwig take.
It's been 3 years since their banger, though.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Time flies in wrestling, dude. Time does not exist in wrestling. I'm like straight up.
What's going to blow your mind, though, is not only was it 3 years ago, the Sheamus and Gunther banger, it was also 3 years ago, Dominic Mysterio turned heel.
Time flies when you're watching the graps, I guess. Thanks, Prez, for making me feel like I've been sleeping for the last 3 to 4 years. Good.
To be fair, Ludwig is a great athlete.
Yes.
Now, call me selfish, but he's got Tiffany, and that's why I don't like him.
It's Tiffany time.
Man, Mr. Tiffany Stratton, his new nickname now, thanks to Shadow. I like this match, folks. I do think Kaiser has a projection to be a guy in that nice mid-card spot. I could definitely see him hold an IC title for, 150, 200 days. So I like what I saw here. I genuinely, fellas, my agenda will be and will for always be Sheamus to win that Intercontinental Championship. So I hope it happens very, very soon. This one hits close to kind of all of our homes. Fun fact here, if you didn't know, myself and Mike Davis, the Prez, are massive Bray Wyatt fans. And tonight I have another massive Bray Wyatt fan in the form of Shadow. And fellas, 11 years ago in Baltimore, Maryland, the Wyatt family debuted. And tonight the Wyatt Six will debut in the main event we'll get into here. I don't think I need to tell the people how much Bray Wyatt meant to me. So we'll go to Shadow here, since he's a new face on the Nightcap. Shadow, what did Bray mean to you all these years? Give the people a little insight.
I've been watching him. I watched him even when he was FCW and all that. Like, I watched the evolution, if you will. And he made me believe in myself. I'm a bigger guy, he showed me that I could be what I want to be. And there was no stigma around who I am, what I am, mental health wise, anything. Losing him last year really hit home with me. A few days after he passed, I'm going to tilt my camera for a second. I got his words tattooed right across my forearm.
That's beautiful.
I have more coming at some point. More tributes to him. I have an entire glass case that I built the Firefly Funhouse in. And there's Bray, there's the Fiend, there's Alexa, the puppets. I plan to add more to it as we go. When the new characters come out, I'll keep building to it. I'll have to send you pictures sometime. I don't have it.
Yes, please.
Bray, just to me, completely inspirational. And, just the fact that he, especially when he came back there and opened up about him, not just the character, but him. Him and Brody were two of my favorites, and now they're both gone, and I love what they're doing now.
Absolutely. And I know the Prez and myself, when we first met just about a year ago. So in case you're wondering, it is the Prez and I's year anniversary of being friends just this past week. And we came to be friends, a couple weeks prior to everything that took place. We both have the same matching Bray Wyatt plaque on our walls. Prez, what did Bray Wyatt, what does this Wyatt Six group mean to you now?
Man, it is so special. This is so special. To see them actually go through with the group, it's bittersweet. Yes, you would want to see Bray a part of all of this, but when I saw the rocking chair with the lantern tonight, I was like, okay, this is going to be tough, but this this is going to be special. And I just really hope they continue to make this special. And the fans are behind it, which would have meant the world to Bray Wyatt. Yeah, it's really special. I had to move some stuff around on my bookshelf, and so I had to have Bray Wyatt in the shot right behind me. So
He's right. He's right above me here, the Fiend. Much like you, Shadow, during WrestleMania weekend, I as well put the words here. I got the oh boy, here we go. We're just gonna elbow the mic here. I got the let me in here. I as well plan to add to that as well. So it just goes to show you here. You've got 3 massive Bray Wyatt fans, and we've got over 200 of you watching right now. So I would love to see, what Bray Wyatt means to you in the comments. If you feel like it, drop them in the comments. I'd love to put some of these up here during the stream. Please, Shadow, go ahead.
Do any of you? Oh, I also have the Fiend mini belt because obviously, I wanted the big one, and I told myself I was going to do it, but then I was like, nah, I'm going to scare myself shitless one night walking by it, and never did. But any of you have any signed memorabilia by him?
I have a picture of him as the Fiend from SummerSlam 2019. I bought the Muscle Man box. I don't know if you guys remember when they used to do those boxes. I bought the Muscle Man box, and there was the signed picture, and I literally went nuts one weekend trying to find the picture because I couldn't know where I put it, and I was so sad. And I was finally able to find it, and I framed it, and it's right here on my wall. So, do you have some signed merch as well?
Signed 8x10 of the Fiend signed that I acquired. I have Ultimate figure signed. I have the Christmas Fiend signed, and then I have an in-ring worn fedora signed.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. That's wicked. You're going to have to come on to Mouthing Off with Mike one of these weeks for the return of Mike's memorabilia moment so we can show the people some of that incredible merch. We got some comments here. We've got Hope. Bray made me fall in love with pro wrestling. Absolutely. Hope, he really was special. And I'm so happy that Bo, Loomis, Gacy, especially Rowan as well in that mix, mainly Rowan and Bo, they get to honor not only Bray, but like Shadow said, Brody as well with this. So I'm excited to get into their reveal. So we'll blow through the rest of this here, but we're definitely going to spend some time talking about that debut tonight. This one's for the Prez. Cowboys still suck. Shout out to Over the Top Talk. We've got Off the Top Talk Media. We've got Over the Top Talk. There's a lot of talking being done, and plus me talking. The new Judgment Day going to have a hearing with the Wyatt Six soon enough. Fellas, what do you think about this comment?
Well, you'd have to assume they're almost done with the, I believe they're called American Made now.
Yep.
That's came to a head tonight, potentially maybe 1 or 2 more, but nothing more serious. So I would love to see that. Just the dark elements between them would be great. We might get Uncle Howdy versus the Demon.
Oh, Shadow.
Dude, we missed out on the Demon versus the Fiend.
Robbed.
I would love to see the Demon versus
But what if Bo actually portrays the Fiend and we get a version of that?
Oh my God, dude. I think Bo is gonna
glove on.
He does.
It just says Bray.
Now let me ask you. I'm glad you said that because now let me ask you a question about that. Do you think Bo will unveil as this story progresses potentially other personalities and characters? We know of Bo Dallas, we know of Uncle Hattie, and you just mentioned maybe he takes up the mantle of the Fiend, but maybe it's not maybe the Fiend altogether, but maybe it's a new entity. Do you think he could pull off 3 personalities?
I do, because I don't think we see Bo. I think
Understood.
We see Howdy. Bo will disappear for a while. And then we'll get to 2, because obviously you don't want to be convoluted, like you said. 2 would be perfect. Not many people could pull off the duality of a character. Mick Foley and Bray are the only 2 that have successfully done it.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good. Good shout. Prez, what are your thoughts?
Dude, I don't know. Here's the thing with all this storyline. Like, I don't know if I want to book it in my mind. Like, this is one thing I want to be like, I want to see the creativity, because I mean, yes, Bray's not here with us anymore, but apparently Bray and Bo worked side by side in the entire process because Bray wanted Bo to be a part of this new run with them. So like, I'm sure they talked about if there were certain new characters, like hopefully they get introduced. I'm sure like Alexa Bliss had a history with Bray Wyatt. If she comes back, I want her a part of this somehow. You have Randy Orton maybe in the back end of his career who could, potentially do it. Matt Hardy, if he were to come back to WWE, like,
Daniel Bryan.
Dude, like there's so many people who've been
Potentials
touched by
are
Bray.
limitless. Yeah,
So-
the possibilities are limitless here. We're going to get into that here at the end here. So let's not save some of those thoughts, but we got to talk about Finn Balor. Get your ass to the ring. Damian Priest came out like a bat out of hell, marched to that ring and told Balor, you get your ass down here and take this ass whooping like a man. Finn Balor said, no. I'm going to get you when you least expect it. And fellas, I'm going to resurge here a little bit of what we saw on the SummerSlam Nightcap. Shadow, what does this picture tell you tonight? What does that picture tell you?
Oh man, it tells me that Finn has been playing this for a while now, and I think everything that we believed in fan theory for the last few months has come to light. And I still don't know what the hell Carlito's doing there, but I love this. You cut Carlito out. This image alone is one of the most iconic pictures in WWE right now.
Oh, I like that. Iconic pictures in WWE right now. Prez, you didn't get to be a part of the SummerSlam Nightcap. You were over there singing your little heart out at a concert. What does this picture tell you?
Shadow, do not disrespect Carlito. That's your one warning from the Prez on Boom. I don't believe in cancel culture, but I do believe in fines, and that will be a hefty fine if you disrespect Carlito like that again.
He'll be all right.
I mean, dude, this picture goes hard. I mean, only thing that's missing is put in black and white. I mean, you got Carlito tossing the apple. You got JD embracing Finn. You got Dirty Dom, sucking the side of Liv Morgan's face. Liv saying, ha, 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 I told you so. And then Finn Balor just staring. It reminds me of that meme where it's like those guys are like, oh, and the guy's just staring off at the camera. It's exactly that same type of energy. Like Finn Balor pulled the wool over Damian's eyes. Finn Balor apparently got upset that Damian Priest was the leader. But now it looks like Finn Balor's the leader. I mean, he just took over the reins, and everybody else in this picture's blindly following him. Dude, this picture, oh my gosh, like everything about this was fire.
So I'm going to tell you guys, this picture to me tells me that I was wrong. Carlito was not going to recreate the scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith standing in the living room with an empty living room. So I was a little sad not to see that. But this image to Over the Top talk, fellas, says that's the Sheen Day. Well, listen, we've got the Temu bloodline. Now we've got the Sheen Day. So I'll take it. I personally think this was not going to be how things played out. I thought Liv was going to laugh in Dom's face and be like, ha, 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 I never wanted you to begin with. But that's not the case. Liv just took over right where Rhea left off and has taken her place and taken her group. So what a dynamic shift. Rhea and Damian were the powerhouses of the group. Without them, it's going to feel empty. See, Over the Top, I want to say yes to this, but I think it's too early to tell. Right, guys? I think it's just a little too early to tell how the dynamic of the Judgment Day shifts. But I think, I don't know how this was possible, guys, but a heel group turned heel again. How?
Dude,
what?
It's so awesome. I just had an epiphany. This is so similar to the Bullet Club. Like, if you think about it, how many times they've had different leaders, different iterations, and they've just kept evolving and growing. Like, it started with Edge, and then they're like, hey, Edge isn't cutting it. Let's bring in Finn Balor. Edge is out, Finn is in, but now there's no leader of the Judgment Day. And then when Rhea goes down with injury, Damian Priest wins the world title. Damian becomes the leader. And then right when Judgment Day has made stars in Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, and they're ready to take that next step in their careers, boom, what do? We insert Liv Morgan. We officially insert Carlito. JD McDonough seems to have a bigger role now, and they can go off and do their own thing while Finn Balor steps up in the league. Like, this is
Bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah, bless
You're good.
bless you right there. I mean, he
See, Mike, you're making him sick with that take, dude.
I mean, it's not a bad take. I mean, this is the Bullet Club.
Kidding,
And
dude,
I'm just glad we don't see the Judgment Day end, because I've loved that entrance song for so long, and I get to hear it. This is the I got my concerts out. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I'll go to.
So what do
another
you think about that, Shadow? Do you agree with the Prez that the Judgment Day has kind of this like Bullet Club feeling where like you just take a person out, you replace them with someone new?
I mean, sort of, but as long as they keep it like a Bullet Club esque and they stay away from the NWO esque, we're good.
Okay. Yes. Too many people in the group can definitely convolute things. You know, when we saw half of WCW's roster being in the NWO. Let's go to some of these comments here. Carlito is there for the vibes. No, yeah, Carlito is 100% there for the vibes. But tonight he got his own Judgment Day shirt, and it's got the apple on it, which I thought was pretty slick. I want to bring this comment back up here to ZWC Sports, because the Wyatt family was that bizarre supernatural-esque stable that filled the void when Taker and Kane were in the latter stages of their career. Certainly a spectacle. I agree to this comment here. What do you think, fellas? Right on the money here with ZWC?
I would say so.
Yeah, 100%.
Good comment. Thanks for hanging out with us, ZWC. Alter Bridge just puts out banger entrance themes. Yeah, they do. Absolutely, dude. Let them make the music. Get rid of Def Rebel. Forget about it. I'm finished.
Yeah.
Rhea and Ray versus Liv and Dom. Over the top talk. I would love to see it, but I think the first one we'll see of this version will be Liv and Dom versus Rhea and Priest.
AKA the Terror Twins.
Yep. Give me the Terror Twins. I like it. We love Carlito from that guy Shadow. My mind is my man.
Your assistant turned on your take. How great is that?
I love it, man. We're having fun here tonight on the Nightcap. Lyra Valkyria unfortunately did not have fun in her match against Shayna Baszler. It ends in a disqualification. Damage Control makes the save. So guys, a face Damage Control. What do you guys think about this?
Go ahead, Shadow.
Well, I mean, you can go right into your point. I missed this match. I was doing children stuff, so
I hear you. All right, Prez, get into it.
Hey, you can read Dr. Seuss and Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham. You know, no shame with doing the children stuff. Damage Control as a face. We talked about it a little bit, last week, like what this would look like. I mean, dude, Damage Control really needed a group that they could feud with. Like, it's always been just this random all-star collection of female wrestlers, or it's been 3 versus 1 or 4 versus 1. Now we can finally see, like, okay, head to head, toe to toe, who could be the more dominant women's faction, not only on Monday Night Raw, but SmackDown, all of WWE as well. So dude, I'm excited for that. But both the matches that took place tonight, like, hit so hard.
Yeah, I will say, Triple H, my man, please do me a favor, because I don't want to come on this Nightcap and sound like a damn broken record. But come on, man, more than 2 women's matches per Monday Night Raw. Listen, I know we had a lot of stuff cooking tonight, storylines flowing, but man, like, dude, just to have 2 women's matches when you have 3 hours of Raw, like, you mean to tell me we could not squeeze one more women's match on Raw? Like, come on, fellas.
What match would you want, though?
Just somebody, dude. Like, just give me something. Like, throw Zoe Starks in the mix. Like, I know we're doing this, like, but come on, man. There's got to be something, that you can fit in there. But nevertheless, this sets up some interesting stories and definitely helps bolster that women's tag team division. But listen, the real thing that everyone wants to talk about here is CM Punk is here live in Baltimore, Maryland, for the first time in over 10 years, and he's got a big old grin on his face. He's not unhappy. He's happy to be here. He's happy because he gets to say that his road to WrestleMania starts now. He even wanted a rematch against good old Drew McIntyre. But Seth Rollins is here. And fellas, Seth Rollins. My man's dressed up like a cowboy. You guys know why, right?
Well, no, he's coming out like Adam Page. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. You got Seth Rollins with a little bit of a trolling here, and I thought we were about to get a little Seth and CM Punk action, but then gets, once again, Drew McIntyre is here, and he's in a celebratory mood himself. Punk takes his eyes off the prize once again, and here we go again, fellas. What? Triple threat. When triple threat? Shadow.
Survivor Series.
Wow, Survivor Series. Okay. So that's a little ways off. So and I honestly, looking at it right now, I think Drew and Punk happens again. I think Drew and Seth happens, and then I think the triple threat happens. So I would not be shocked if it is a 2 PLE time, waiting time till that match. Prez, what do you think here? What do you think's going on?
Do not blow up the comment section because I don't think I'm wrong, but I'm going to say the unpopular answer and we never get it. Because if we were going to get it, tonight would have been the opportune time to set it up for Bash in Berlin, maybe even Bad Blood. But instead, what happened was we kept Seth and CM Punk away from each other just a little bit longer. CM Punk has a reason to chase Drew out of the building once he makes comment about his, ugly dog and his lovely wife. And then Bronson Reed inserts himself. So I feel like we're about to finish Drew and CM Punk. And in the meantime, we get Seth and Bronson Reed, and then we'll eventually find our way back to Seth Rollins and CM Punk. But I don't think we'll ever get the triple threat because this would be our best time before you throw Bronson Reed into the mix.
I don't know about that, Mike. I think it's still going to happen at some point, but I'm glad you brought up his name because Bronson Reed decimates Seth Rollins with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 tsunamis. And let's talk about this. I have never seen a talent with a course correction as big as Bronson Reed, and pun intended because his name is Big Bronson Reed, but a massive course correction on his character, on his booking, on everything, because he was presented like an absolute menace, like just a tank. Shadow, what did you think about this?
So I tweeted this earlier. I'm not quite sure if this is to do what you're saying with the course correction, or if it's to write Seth off for a little bit longer because he's not completely 100%. Either way, I've never seen a man survive 5 natural disasters. So
that's a comment of the night right there. Prez, what do you think about Big Bronson Reed with the 5 tsunamis, the 5 natural disasters?
Man, if Seth Rollins comes back anytime within the next 5 years and doesn't use that line that he survived 5 natural disasters, what is he doing? Right? Like, what is he doing? Shadow just gave him the line of any promo. Like, it's like feeding the Rock lines. But dude, I feel like Triple H loved Bronson Reed in NXT. And then when, Triple H went away, Vince came in, it was like, oh, we don't see Bronson Reed the same. Bronson, go bye-bye. And now that Triple H is in full control and he's showing what Bronson Reed can do, I love this version of Bronson Reed. I admittedly couldn't see it because I was trying to see Vince's vision. And I'm like, this isn't going to go too well. If Samoa Joe couldn't survive in WWE, Bronson Reed will. But now that Triple H is in control and seeing what he's doing with Bronson Reed, to hear Ryan Frick from Tap Outs and Touchdowns to, say the mixture of what Bronson Reed brings to the table, and then to see Bronson Reed actually step up to the plate and take out a major WWE player, dude, you could hear that Baltimore crowd.
And Baltimore was electric tonight, fellas. Let's talk about that crowd. That was one of the better U.S. crowds that I've heard in a long time for Monday Night Raw. Well, we had some good brothers. We had some good sisters in attendance at Monday Night Raw tonight. We know one half of Black Masses and Constellations podcast, our girl Tortellini, was live at Monday Night Raw. One half of our good brothers over at Championship Culture. Actually, both halves of Championship Culture were at Raw tonight. And we had Wayne the Model Thomas, who is the moderator on the Wrestling Movement Facebook page, as well as you've seen him on the Nightcap and Drop the Mic. So we had a lot of representation here tonight of people we know at Raw. Shadow, do you have anybody you knew at Raw tonight?
No, man, I don't know. Not many people. I knew a lot of people at SummerSlam, but not at Raw.
Oh, good. That's all right. Well, next time we go to Raw, you got me at Raw. So when I'm at Raw Thanksgiving week, let's see here. Let's go to some of these comments here real quick. Booking Like a Mark says, Finn is the judge, Dom and JD are the jury, and Carlito is the executioner. Oh, wow. I'm intrigued by Carlito being an executioner. The only thing he executes is apples. Hell yeah, kayfabe. I love it. We got a what from Leon 2019. What? Damage Control. Are they sleeping? Is Over the Top Talk sleeping? Wake up, Over the Top Talk. I need you to wake up. We need a new women's title to get those type of matches. Yes. Yeah, I agree, fellas. We need a mid-card title. Come on, Shadow. Tell the people what's up.
That mid-card title, like Bailey alluded to, the women's tag team titles don't get enough time. And you want to add in a mid-card title to their division?
Oh, boy.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
Listen.
Give
I'm on the
new title. Like, it just...
Let me see how the North American title works in NXT first, and then we'll talk.
What I've recommended is you turn the Women's North American Championship into a floating mid-card title, and this way you can send some different women into NXT to compete for it, similar to how they should be doing the women's tag titles, but yet we only see them defended in NXT once every 6 months. So I can see your points here, but I'm a big women's wrestling guy, so I'm going to be unapologetic when I say I want a women's mid-card title. Even if it's just one, I want it. We got Leon 2019.
I just think they need to add a whole women's show at this point and just showcase women. Call it Wednesday Night Crush or something. I don't know. Go ahead with that.
I wasn't mad at that.
Still get better views anyways. So.
Ooh. Cooking tonight. Rest in peace, Seth. Yeah, man, he was coughing up some blood. Seth has been removed from the feud for now. Punk and Seth, I wouldn't see happening until November, December. Yeah, they're gonna slow burn that. They want that to stall out. To be honest, they want that at WrestleMania 41. Let's be real here. That they do not want them to make contact until the week before WrestleMania, because that is the marquee match. We need Evolution 2. Hope. Preach, Hope. We need Evolution 2. All of the women want it, and I think it's time. But yeah, man, Bronson Reed, $1 million tonight. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, he beat Okada in the Tokyo Dome. Just saying. The New Day are going to take on the AOP, and fellas, I must have been dreaming. I must have had too many libations on the bus with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes at Fastlane back in 2023, because my fellas, my eyes doth deceive me. Did Odyssey Jones show up on Raw for the first time in 2 years? What?
Yeah, that happened.
What?
It was almost as bad as Mansoor or whatever was coming for.
Oh, what's his name? What was
Veer.
Veer is coming.
Dude, Odyssey Jones has been drafted like 3 times, has made 1 Raw appearance as of tonight. I mean, he's going to catch up eventually to the amount of times he's been drafted. Dude, how crazy is that? Like, when I saw him, I was like, there's no way. Is he like the new Big E?
Big O. Big O.
Oh,
Big
Big O.
That's gimmick infringement, because we call Owen from Over the Top Talk the Big O, so that's a little gimmick infringement if they decide to call him Big O. Odyssey of the Mind, the power of positivity. I like it. ZWC. Folks, I was just as shocked that Odyssey Jones made his appearance, and I think our good brother Nitram with 4 Sides of the Ring put a little fantasy booking out there, and he thinks that Woods is going to turn on Kofi because of Odyssey Jones helping them. Prez, do you think Kofi's trying to replace Big E?
Well, dude, like that's exactly what we saw. Like the New Day that Xavier loved was the New Day Xavier loved was with Big E. Um, like, dude, this was crazy. Um, if you think about it, like, and you watch Xavier's face, as Odyssey Jones comes out, like Xavier's very reluctant to even say thank you. Like, he's just like, what's going on? Like, I was totally caught off guard. Like, and Xavier Woods was totally caught off guard. And that's not what you do to your tag team partner if you're in cohorts with them.
Yeah, and let's be real. In the backstage segment after Woods with the whole dancing and partying thing, he did not to be a fan of this at all. And I don't know, man. Do you think Kofi is replacing Big E Shadow? And do you think Woods is going to feel some type of way about this?
I don't think it's a replacement thing. I think, and I'm going to be straight up with this, I am really annoyed with this whole slow burn thing between this. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a fan of slow burns at sometimes, but this is like 10 years overdue. It just needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's time, man. The New Day needs to go their separate ways. Kofi needs to get put into the World Heavyweight title picture. Woods needs to be put into the Intercontinental title picture, or vice versa. I'd flip them.
Yeah, I'd flip
all right.
them, yeah.
Flip them.
Woods,
yeah, might as well.
Woods needs his big moment, man. Look what he did back in
criminally underrated.
TNA and stuff, right? Like,
so underrated, dude. And it's a shame that he didn't even get like a proper King of the Ring either. Like Roman just stomped his crown out on a SmackDown in the pandemic.
You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, you hate to see it. See, Keith said he's more of a fan of slow chemicals instead of slow.
Shout out to Kane. Nice.
Shout out to Kane. Shout out to Kane the character. Let's talk about this. Odyssey casually picking up 2 300-pound men with no struggle. The guy is a powerhouse. And this is your fun fact of the night. I saw X-Pac's tweet about the fact that Odyssey Jones currently holds the Performance Center record at 800 pounds for deadlift.
No,
so the guy's
way.
A beast. Yeah, dude. He's a beast. So after being drafted twice and not debuting the first time, but now finally showing up, I'm not mad at this, man. I hate watching the same matches every week with the New Day. Yeah, it's to the point where the New Day, I think it's time. And I know people are not going to like that. I know we're big New Day fans still, but it's time. A-Town Down Under versus the Awesome Truth, fellas. It looks like both of these teams are going to be breaking up pretty soon from what I saw in this match, especially what we've been seeing on SmackDown with A-Town Down Under. Are you intrigued to see what happens here and if all 4 of these guys can slot back into the singles picture? Shadow, what do you think?
I need a World Heavyweight Championship on R-Truth before he retires.
Absolutely.
Like 100%. That man is a national treasure. Miz, I can see inserting himself back into either the main title or Intercontinental, 100%. I don't give a about Grayson Waller, and I could care less about Theory. So
I respect that.
Dude, I feel like you and I aren't jiving on these like heels that are so naturally gifted as heels that
they're
you just
gifted.
Punch them in the face.
They're punchable faces, exactly.
That's it.
I mean, like we had Ludwig Kaiser earlier. Austin Theory, by the way. Austin Theory, I didn't get to say this on the SummerSlam Nightcap. Austin Theory deserves a world championship for just letting Jelly Roll look like a star for one night. Like, that is, like, Austin Theory needs a world title just for that because there ain't no way Jelly Roll just casually, oh, I'm like, come on. Like, nobody else could have done that choke slam like Austin Theory.
Pat McAfee would have sold it better.
Pat McAfee. Listen, I will say though, I want Theory as a babyface. I want it tomorrow. He's a natural babyface. I've seen his interactions with Fan. I've seen his interaction with Make-A-Wish. Turn that man babyface and let him go. Everybody loves this segment here on the Nightcap. We're almost rounding out here, folks. Don't worry, we won't go too long, but we still got a lot to talk about. The fast count, folks. Damian Priest on his own is going to be money. Agree or disagree? Let's start with Shadow. Do you agree to this sentence or disagree?
100% agree, mainly because Punishment Martinez.
Yes. Good call. Good call. Prez, agree or disagree, and why? I should have put the NY there.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree 100%. If you remember Damian Priest's promos when he was a babyface originally, this was his United States Championship run a few years back. His promos were brutal. Like he was stumbling through them. It was really bad. Tonight, when he went full babyface and he had not only that in-ring promo, but in addition, he had that like vignette backstage. Dude, I looked at my dad. I'm like, who is writing his promos? Because this is like night and day from what we got a few years ago. Dude, Damian Priest is ready, and he's going to be fantastic.
I agree. Tonight, for me, solidified it. All rise for the rock star, because Damian Priest is in action against JD McFunko Pophead. This doesn't end up happening. We had another DQ here tonight on Raw. Finn attacks the Judgment Day attack. And ladies and gentlemen, they've reunited. The Terror Twins have reunited. And oh boy, these two might kill somebody. Fellas, what do we think about this?
Oh, I really wish they'd let GCW just handle this match between these two and Dom and Liv, because the amount of violence that could ensue, but it's not gonna, because violence like that is not allowed here. So it's gonna be something crazy. As long as they do it right and they don't push it past this feud, it'll be fine. And let them cross paths and be like, oh, blah blah blah. Stop. Once they're done this feud, they need to branch out.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I think that's where maybe our Wyatt 6 come into play. I think, once we see kind of what happens with this, then I think we can transition into something else. And I think maybe Priest and Rhea, they just are together, right? I think that would be the most effective way to, sell the dismissal from the Judgment Day. Prez, what do you think about the Terror Twins being reunited tonight?
Dude, it's awesome. Like, that's how Judgment Day pretty much started. With the Terror Twins like being brought under the tutelage of Edge, now known as Adam Copeland over in AEW. I mean, dude, this was fantastic. I don't see this lasting long. I feel like we do eventually get a split in the draft next year following WrestleMania, but for now, like especially fighting off Judgment Day, I don't even think Damian and Rhea need anyone else. Like, they could bring somebody along and like help them grow in NXT, but dude, these two could fight off all of Judgment Day on their own, and it would be believable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got to talk about this one. No, real quick. Go ahead, Shadow. Tell the people what's up. What's on your mind?
Something you said there. Sorry, quickly. You said they could take them on themselves, but we also have War Games coming up in a couple of months. What if it's Rhea, Damian, Jay, Sammy?
That I wouldn't be surprised.
Unless Jay and Sammy go with the bloodline. If Roman can mend that bridge with Sammy and Jay, then I think they're on Roman's team. If not, then I think you might be in the money there. Maybe Jay at least, but I think that's coming down the pipeline. I wouldn't be shocked if Rhea helps Jay beat Dom or something on a Raw one night just to spite Dom. But we got to talk about this, guys, because look at the height. Look at the height on I wish I had the telestrator like Pat tonight. Like, I wish I could draw and do all sorts of funny things here with this picture. But can we talk about the height that McFunko Pophead got here, dude? Like, he's out there, guys.
I'm more impressed that Carlito did nothing here.
Oh yeah, Carlito's just watching
in the background, dude. Carlito is just here for the vibes, the free apples, and the PlayStation 5 at this point. He does not care about a single thing that when it comes to the Judgment Day. I aspire.
Our boys were watching, because we do watch along typically on Mondays. I joined in tonight for once, and I said, "What is Carlito doing right now? Like, get in there, bro."
Like, fight back, bro. Your people are getting beat up. Like, what are you doing? He's just twirling the apple. He's just
the funniest thing is I was watching the picture and I was like, oh, there's that green shirt guy we always see at every WWE event. And then I didn't even realize until Shy was like, yeah, Carlito's just standing right there doing nothing.
Dude, I love Kayfabe Keith here. The ring wasn't very cool, so he stayed out. The ring wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. Off topic, but BA might get traded. Yeah, hey, shout out to my ASU man, Brandon Ayuk. He might be a Pittsburgh Steeler here soon.
Yeah, he will. And I called it a few weeks ago on Out of Pocket. Take that, Shannon.
Okay. All right, Prez. Settle
I don't
down. We still
understand
got some
football,
stuff
so
to get
we're
into. We got Io Sky, the genius of the sky, taking on Daddy DeVille, Sonya Deville. I think I can say it. All rise, and I acknowledge the stud line. Listen, shout out to Mishin. Io Sky, Sonya Deville. Io Sky gets the win with that beautiful moonsault. What are our thoughts here? Because we're once again pivoting towards damage control and I'll say it again, I guess, the stud line, until we get a formal name for them. Interest levels in this feud here, Shadow. Are you...
This is a PG show, so I got to keep my comments pretty normal. So let me just express the fact that I love Io and Asuka and Kyrie. So I'm okay with this, but it failed twice in the last 3 years. Can we stop and just let them go back to themselves, please?
Okay. I see your point. Prez, hype levels for damage control versus the unnamed team of Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Starks.
I gotta respectfully disagree. Like, I feel like Dakota Kai is like the mouthpiece so that Asuka and Kairi Sane and Io Sky can all thrive together. I feel like that's a very big necessity. So yeah, I'm totally up for it. Like I mentioned earlier when we had the first spat that ended in DQ, like we need this. Like we need a 3v3 feud that goes probably through SummerSlam or not SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
I was like, dude, we're back to the future, my man. We're already past that.
Hey,
and it's,
let's do it a whole year. Let's do it a whole year.
I'm sad because I'm a Niners fan, though. I can understand that. Prez, calm down. The Cowboys already got eliminated from playoff contention. Damn, dude, they're cooking you, bro. They fight back. Listen, booking like a Mark said the magic word. Nightcap is unrated. Just bring money for the swear jar. That's it. Just bring money for the swear jar. You're good.
Wasn't worried about swearing.
Sometimes the Prez will throw some sanctions, but sometimes you got to just put some money in the swear jar. Io needs a single run because I'm tired of damage control. Hope. I mean, listen, I would not mind if Io set her sights on the Women's World Championship and we had a little Liv Morgan Io Sky feud. I think that could pay the rent, so to speak. If he fought back, it would be an interception anyway. Oh my goodness, dude.
Calm down. Keith, you were the 7th best man on the SummerSlam Nightcap the other night. Calm down. I said 7th.
Oh my goodness. There's so much happening here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is why the Nightcap is what it is.
Don't come at me.
Don't come at the Prez. Listen, he's got ammo for all football fans, for all wrestling fans. He's call him Arn Anderson because he's got the gat. Well, perfect timing. Shadow's back because we got to talk a little bit about Wyatt 6 because it's time to get into what everybody wants to talk about, the debut. And it looks like the final VHS tape for the Wyatt 6 members. Tonight, it was about Joe Gacy. I like this tonight, fellas. He's in the corner. He's alone. He hits us with a little let us in. This was pretty solid work all around. I think the VHS tapes, 10 out of 10. Shadow, what are your thoughts on the final VHS tape here?
Oh, man. I've been watching Gacy for quite a while, obviously, like you guys down in NXT, and I've always made the comparison that he is I'm going to phrase this carefully. I don't want to say next because he's not the next because there's only one. But he does remind me a lot of reminiscent parts of Bray Wyatt coming up through the system.
Yes, absolutely.
And I picked up a lot of that when he was with Schism and stuff, and it just fed into it. So this made perfect sense with this videotape and everything coming in.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I saw a very early on version of, husky hair to that transition to Bray Wyatt with Joe in his time in NXT. And I'm very glad that they brought him on for this. Prez, what's going on? Is the meteorite coming down or what's going on? Is the sky falling?
The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
No Chicken Little references. Get out of here with that.
You set me up for that one. Oh no, man. I just I probably want to go back and rewatch some of his stuff with Schism. Like I caught it all, but like I never saw the break comparisons like some people did. So maybe I want to go back and rewatch.
Just the
Shadows got me
promo delivery. Just pay attention to how he delivers them. That's all.
He's spot on the money. I had a very interesting time WrestleMania weekend. It's a story for another day. We're running out of time here. The Prez is giving me the signal, and we got to get into it here, folks. Chad Gable and the Creed brothers have now been named American Made. Very American Alpha, very Team Gay Angle vibes here. I'm getting. I think they kind of tried to put them together, and they came up with American Made. First thoughts on this name, Shadow? Thumbs up or thumbs down on the name?
Sorry, I threw up a little bit. Bad.
Bad. Oh boy. Prez, thumbs up or thumbs down on the name?
I mean, we've had American in so many things. American Alpha, American Top Team. Like, American Made's not bad. I'm not going to hate it. But it's like, oh, cool. Like, my little brother could have come up with it. So
I'm gonna give it a big ole in the middle here. I am
the bar.
I'm like kind of like right in the right here. Like I want it.
Where's the bar?
I want the bar. We are the bar. We are the mics.
I feel like you could have just called them tailor made at this point. It would have been fine. Like,
if they came out in suits, yeah. That would have been cool.
That would have been pretty solid. I mean, I like that. I think the Prez needs a cowboy hat. Every time the boys are mentioned, someone puts a quarter in the jar. All right, Prez, you might make a little bit on the side here. Hope, American Made is not the vibe. Yeah, it's I would have personally, if you're gonna just lean into this whole like we're gonna call them American Made or we're gonna give a variation of American Alpha. Honestly, I would have been cool if you just bit Team Angle and turned them into Team Gable. That's what I've been calling them in my own headcanon. Team Gable to me just sounds a little bit better than American Made.
Bring Kurt in to manage them and call it a day.
Oh, please. I beg for it every week, dude. I'm like, just pull the trigger on that. Might as well call them the Gable stable. How generic can they get?
Dude, let's get the Gable stable. I love it.
Oh my God. So we got to get into the Wyatt Six here. And I'm so happy that they gave them the full shatter tonight. This entrance, guys. Shadow, talk to me. Talk to the people. We got over 300 here.
Immediately goosebumps as soon as that stuff happened, and I was like, "Is it gonna be?" And then the drums kicked. And I'm like, "Yep."
It was spectacular.
And then that rocking chair, and I was just like,
I shed a single tear. Tonight, fellas. I'm not afraid to get vulnerable here on the Nightcap. Their entrance was unreal. Hope, perfect way to put it. I appreciate you, Mike. What do you think here, man?
Dude, and I mentioned it earlier when we brought it up. Like, when I saw the rocking chair, I was like, I know they're going to do this really well. Ali, like, and the fact that the fans all got behind it too and like threw up their fireflies, it was like, whoa. And like, especially like 11 years pretty much to the day of their debut in Baltimore, like, they couldn't have scripted this any better. Like, this is phenomenal.
And I know a lot of people were impatient. Oh, why aren't they wrestling? What's going on? Guys, they wanted to set this up specifically like this, to have them wrestle their in-ring debut in the same place that the Wyatt family originally debuted in all of those, that decade ago. It all makes sense for the story. It all makes sense for the symbolism, for the parallels. And for me, fellas, I got some pictures. I like to bring a little show and tell. I'm stepping up my live stream game, So, fellas, what do we think here? What talk to me here? What do you, I guess I'll ask the question. What does this picture mean to you, Shadow?
psychotic, and I'm here for it because Bo is, I think for the longest time, it's been said that Bo is not creative. Bo can't do this. Bo can't do that. And I think we never seen his range until now. And I mean, you've seen it somewhat with the B team when he was with Axel, that he could do these kind of things. But now that he has full, I almost want to say creativity over this, I think there's no roof for this guy. This is just amazing. I love this image, and I don't know. It's just goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Now I'm going to pose you another question here, Shadow, with the Uncle Howdy mask. We've seen it kind of change. It's now more of a half mask. It kind of stops at the cheeks. But tonight, see, there it goes right there. Looking at this image, I slip up and say his name. But looking at this image, that's what I see here.
I
see him. That's all I see here. And Mike, what does this picture mean to you? And what does this tell you here?
Yeah, that's pretty spot on, guys. Like I completely see Bray. Dude, I heard Bray. Like when he would like say we're here, like dude, I mean, it felt eerie. Like I know they're brothers. My brother wishes he sounded like me. That's totally okay. But dude, I felt it tonight. Like this couldn't have been better with the circumstances. And looking at the hat too, like it's not fedora, but it's like if you like didn't squint at it, like you could be like, whoa, like the hat, the rocking chair, the relaxed lounge into the chair too.
The hat, if I can cut for a second, sorry, the hat's more if you paid attention not to Bray himself, but a New Orleans voodoo vibe.
Yes. Good shout. I do pick that up. Very witch doctor-esque, very, very voodoo New Orleans. I will say, everything with the dreads, the beard, he even, the mask itself, I wouldn't be shocked, man, if it comes out that they used, maybe a mold or something of his face to construct this. Because when I look at that just, if you cut the top of that picture, you cut his mouth off, that cheekbones, the structure of the face, it's Bray, right? And that is something special here. I'm going to flash another image up here for you guys here. I'm going to just flash two more and then we're going to get out of here. We got Joe Gacy here pulling off the classic in the corner spider pose here.
Oh yeah.
I love this, guys. I love that their mannerisms, everything is an ode to the past. And this right here, right away, Loomis initially coming right out of the gate and just getting in Chad's face. And then we saw Rowan hit the yeah. So not only are we paying homage to Bray and his legacy, but we're also ensuring that we keep Brody's alive, because if you catch this, folks, on the back of the Rambling Rabbit mask and on the chair here, that is the old Luke Harper mask from the Bludgeon Brothers. So the details, fellas, have been incredible. This has been incredible. Any last thoughts here on the Wyatt 6 and what we might see down the line? We'll start with Shadow.
I just have one thing to say about their entrance. When Bray came back, the whole light out of the tunnel was an homage to Brody when he became the Exalted One over in AEW. Yes. And they continued for Bray continued in WWE, and now they're continuing it for both their brothers that have fallen. So I think that's awesome.
I agree. I also will note, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, the door did not appear because they've already come through the door. I like that small bit of detail.
Oh.
No door. They've already come through it. Why do we need the door anymore? They were here, right? So that was something really slick there on the presentation. Let's go to some of these comments. We got Always Main Event, Nate. We've got our consigliere to the Main Event mics from the IWC promo battle with two heads, one table. Yo, what's going on, my man? Main Event, Nate. Do you like Ultimate Warrior? No. Next question.
Oh, wow. Yo.
I never got
that's
on board with
it. Me too, dog. No, I'm good.
That's a note from me, dog. Fellas, that's the Nightcap tonight. Prez, you got anything for the people?
Well, you mentioned that Wayne was in attendance at Monday Night Raw tonight, and I've pulled some strings. He is going to be one of the people on Out of Pocket tomorrow. And while Out of Pocket does focus on sports, we do Top Rope Tuesday, which means I get a wrestling segment on Out of Pocket. So Wayne will be there. We'll probably talk more about what happened on Raw tonight. In addition, I got the guy who has bragging rights on everybody. He is the only guy to have two 100 view videos on Boom here in the first month or the first 6 weeks or so. And that's Sean Lucas, the host of Wrestling Destiny, the host of It Stinks. I pulled strings and got him on Out of Pocket tomorrow. So it's going to be a good time. And all you Cowboy haters, I got a Cowboys podcast dropping tomorrow. So you guys can watch it and wish you were America's team.
All right. Respect. So there you go. That's what the Prez has got going on. Shout out. Tell the people what you got going on. If this was like Hot Ones, I tell you that camera, and that camera like Sean Evans, but just look in your camera. There we go. Run.
No, but I just dropped an interview today with a content creator known as Pat the Wise Man. If you guys go to Off the Top Media YouTube, check that out. I have some next week. I have an interview with a Canadian independent wrestler. His name is Jimmy Spite. Check that out. It's a great conversation. And if you just want to see what my shenanigans are, just hit me up on Twitter at that guy Shadow91.
Yes, indeed. I got the socials here going across the bottom here. Make sure you go subscribe to Boom Broadcasting. Make sure you go subscribe to Off the Top Media. Follow them on social media. Follow our man, that guy Shadow. He's a great brother. When the missus saw this at Money in the Bank, I had no choice but to find someone who was there. Thankfully, Shadow was there, and he was able to deliver who we had named Pedro for the time being because of the memes on the internet. But now the missus has named him Roscoe. So this is Roscoe the Raccoon.
You brought up Money in the Bank. We just talked about Bray Wyatt. I have to throw it out there that I got to hang out briefly with Jason Baker.
Oh, that's so cool. I remember seeing that picture. That's wicked, dude. Did you give him the old shout, like, dude, shout out to you and shout out to, Bray?
Oh, I 100% did. We talked about tattoos and stuff, and I showed him mine. He showed me the ones he's got done, and he's good. I plan on interviewing him within the next 6 months, hopefully. So,
oh, let's go. Make sure you guys follow Shadow and Off the Top so you can see that interview with Jason because he's a fantastic mind. I'm gonna just address this real quick. Why you don't like Ultimate Warrior 4? Listen, Parker. I respect you as a person, but I'm going to tell you, the reason I don't like Ultimate Warrior is I just never, watching his stuff back, I just never could get behind him. Like, I just wasn't a fan. Like, I just didn't think he was, like, a guy that you really could get behind. I mean, I know the crowd loved him, and he was very, loved, but he just wasn't for me, man. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things. Shout out to Hope one last time before we go off the air. Go Bills. Go Bills.
Listen, I don't understand football, but Bills ain't good either.
Hey, Bills ain't good either.
Listen, don't be giving anybody new slack. We got some new viewers here tonight. I don't want to lose these new viewers, okay? So because you're talking trash about the football team, but we could talk all the trash about the Cowboys. So I could never get into him either. So yeah, I mean, hey, do you like Scott Hall? Yes, absolutely. I love Scott Hall. Of course. Absolutely. Razor Ramon. Fellas, that's it for the Nightcap, Prez. Any last thoughts? Shadow?
Thank you again for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for helping me make my girlfriend happy so I didn't end up sleeping in the doghouse like Dirty Dom was for those couple weeks with Rhea. Ladies and gentlemen, go follow Off the Top Talk, Off the Top Media. Wow, there's too many off the top. There's two off the tops tonight. Go follow Off the Top Media. Go follow that guy Shadow. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. He's got the tattoos. He's showing you what's cooking here. That's it, guys. We're out of here. Thanks for watching the Nightcap. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.